Guys, the Minister of Finance, I think Zainab, she said Nigeria don't secure $800,000, millions dollars to share for poor people. My brother, one and all verse, my sisters, I want to ask you one small checkle question. The money where they secure, so who did they share them for? Snake go swallow another money this time. Oh. Wind goes carry another one. Vanish go carry another one. These people, they are playing with the life of Nigerians. Aren't you people tired of dying in that route, that Libya route? Do you know how many Nigerian people that are dying every day? Are they not poor? The people that are frustrated all over the places, are they not poor people? Who are the poor masses they are helping? Who are they securing the funds for? What are they scared of? Why are they not leaving the place? Guys, Mona first in this video before I can talk about the letter where Oga writes, go give United Kingdom.
Nigeria has secured $800 million from the World Bank to scale up its national social program ahead of its removal of its subsidy on petrol in June. It's part of palliatives to cushion the negative effects of the subsidy removal plan. Finance Minister Zainab Ahmed says the government is considering cash transfers and mass transit buses for workers to ease the pain of the subsidy removal on the most vulnerable segment of its population. She says discussions are going on with members of the incoming administration of President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu on subsidy removal.
We've secured some funding from the World Bank. That is the first tranche of palliatives that will enable us give cash transfers to the most vulnerable in our society that have now been registered in a national social register. Today, that register has a list of 10 million households. 10 million households is equivalent to about 50 million Nigerians. But we also have to raise more resources to enable us do more than just the cash transfers, and also in our engagements with the various stakeholders, the various kind of asks that we have go beyond the requirement of just giving cash transfers. Labour, for example, might be looking for mass transit for its members. So there are several things that we're still planning and working on. Some we can start executing quickly, some are more medium term.
Well, there we have the Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, speaking about the plans of the government with regards to the removal of subsidy come June 2023 in line with the provisions of the PIA. Doctor, your thoughts on this?
Well, we've been on this subject forever. The only new piece of information is the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Ms. Ahmed, telling us that now we have $800 million from the World Bank, and that the $800 million from the World Bank is ready for disbursement. And once the Nigerian government gains access to it, this is going to be given out under the National Social Investment Program, what is called a Conditional Cash Transfer Program, to 10 million households, which will translate into 50 million Nigerians. These 50 million Nigerians are those living in poverty and also who are considered to be vulnerable. Now, that social register was developed when we were dealing with the COVID-19 crisis in the country. And there were controversies at that time about, the integrity of Nigeria's social register to address extreme poverty, to address multidimensional poverty. Is there any guarantee in place that the same issue will not arise this time around? And what is the proportion of 50 million persons, as we've been told, out of over 200 million people? Because definitely, when the subsidy is removed, it's going to affect more than 50 million people. The second point to note here is that the Minister of Finance said, there is a social and economic cost to the removal of subsidy. Yes, the simple reason why the Buhari government decided to move the goalpost forward when the petroleum industry bill was passed in 2021 and it was signed into law by President Muhammadu Buhari, one of the touchy points there was this idea of complete deregulation of the downstream sector. And to completely deregulate this downstream sector, you have to remove subsidy. But the government of the day, said, oh, there will be consequences, it's better to move it. So the government moved it to June. The same position was sustained in the medium-term fiscal framework and the Appropriation Act for 2023. There's an echo. I'm not hearing myself. I don't know why that is the case. Okay. In other words, the point I'm trying to make is that this is also a matter of law. And what the Minister of Finance was doing there, she was saying, more or less, that, look, this is the PIA, this is the Appropriation Act 2023, the same law that the Buhari government decided to move forward. Hence, she says, we're talking to the new government. So if the new administration comes in and it doesn't immediately remove subsidy, then it becomes an act of illegality, per se, as it were. So would the new administration also come and tell Nigerians, oh, we need to settle in and we will move it again? This is the big issue here that we are confronted with will be an indication of crisis with policy implementation. What is the third point? The third point is that we've been through this route before. In 2012, the Jonathan administration, going the same route of deregulation, which was stoutly resisted by the same people who are in power now, who are now talking about subsidy, introduced what was called SureP, a reinvestment program. Money that will be saved will be used to provide palliatives. But we had challenges with that, leading to the chairman of the SureP program, in fact, deciding that he didn't want to be part of it anymore. What is the guarantee that in terms of management, even if these palliatives are provided, they will be properly managed? Palliatives with regard to transportation, with regards to agriculture, with regard to other social services. Given the controversy over the Nigerian Social Investment Program under this same APC government. The fourth point is that there seems to be a general agreement among economists, the professionals, that subsidy removal is not sustainable. In 2022 alone, in 11 months, Nigeria spent over 3 trillion naira on subsidy, otherwise called under recovery. But in the new dispensation, that cannot be sustained. You will need to abandon it and then use the money for development purposes. Then there is a fifth leg to it. The fifth leg is the objection that has been raised robustly by organized labor in Nigeria, saying that the issue is not about subsidy, it's about production. Organized labor, the Nigerian Labour Congress, through its spokespersons, says that if subsidy is removed, there will be a crisis in Nigeria. And they are not, making any, they are not dealing, they are not mealy-mouthing about that. They are very clear about what they think will happen. So can Nigeria afford what President Muhammadu Buhari himself referred to in shifting the goalposts to consequences in an interview with Bloomberg? So the future remains uncertain. The only thing that is certain is that the subsidy regime is unsustainable, but how does government manage it? And as a country, we don't seem to have a very sound reputation for proper management of policy. And so all of us are going to find ourselves in a place where we'll be doing policy analysis, policy evaluation. We did it with the redesign of national currency. We have not fully recovered from that. And now we have this other issue facing us.
Absolutely. Now, just
talk about the letter where Oga writes go give United Kingdom, Mr. Olusegun Obasanjo. Oga sir, God will bless you. Thank you very much for reminding us that the only rich people in Nigeria can receive backup from Nigeria. Sometimes when I see people going through things in Europe, I ask myself, do they really have embassy? Do they really have people that are like that they can look up to? Do they really have heads? Of course, I just realized that when the rich man do something, they will want to tell, they will want to ask for what do they call it, to temper justice with mercy. Of course, it is a very nice thing, but I want you to apply it to every each and individual. Every each Nigerians, I want you to be a partaker of that your good and firm way of writing letters. I didn't know that Nigeria people can write this kind of a letter, of a good conduct. Do you think we don't have good conduct? Or do you think if we have the access to be a good person, we cannot be better than who we are today? These people, they don't do weak Nigeria youth. When I look at Nigeria youth, I feel pity. I ask myself, where is the future and where are they going? And I will tell myself all over and all over again. I'm not sure if the Nigeria people, they know what they are really going into. If this time around they come back again, una go hear when una see the trillions when they say una go, oh, na peanuts. We will fair leave that one by the side. We will still leave that one. So you people have the right to write an open letter. Una want to defend all those people. People wey dey Libya, they no need. That man will be saying there for AC for Europe. If AC they blow, go they blow for inside that creek way dey. If anything they happen, the man go they enjoy. What of people wait there for Libya? Don't you think they deserve better than what you are giving them? I think they deserve better than what they are going through. They are also Nigerians, but they are going through hell. Oga, Mr. Obasanjo himself. The hospital go on and not built for Nigeria. Now they run con Europe, con they go. The problem of Nigeria didn't start today. It start all over when all of una contributes. Your own time where you rule Nigeria. The time you rule Nigeria, what did you do?